Welcome, guys. Welcome in. This is our fourth annual Global Kids Speak conference. Today, we are just excited to bring to you some amazing students who will be presenting in only one category this time, and that is the category of motivational speech. Everyone will be presenting on the power of positive thinking. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. We spent the last few weeks training the young ladies and gentlemen on what is it like to give a motivational speech. One of the foundations of a motivational speech is actually the ability to have a call to action, to be able to encourage the audience to move, to take action, and to leave them feeling motivated and guided as to how they can change a problem or a solution. So today, our problem that we have identified is negative thinking. A lot of times we are filled with negative thinking and we don't even realize it. Simple things can be like, I'm not good enough. Oh, someone else is better than me, or any simple thing like that can be considered negative thinking. But guess what? We are going to show you how you can shift from a place of negative thinking and go straight into what we call positive thinking. Now, I am trying to pull up, what am I trying to do? Pull up some information here. That's our overview, our welcome. I thank you guys for continuously supporting the program. This is year 4. And when I tell you it's a big deal, 4 years of doing this, 4 years of being able to just create a platform for young people to be able to speak. And it's definitely a blessing to be able to give back and to be able to add value to the lives of the youth. Now, give me a moment. I am trying to locate the video. We're going to just highlight our keynote speaker. I have a video here that I want to share with you. And we will, once I've done that, then we will go straight into introducing the person who will be keeping our company throughout the entire program. Okay, I hope that you guys can see, and I'm hitting share. And
Yes, indeed. Dreams Ice Cream, 33 East Glenside Avenue, Glenside, PA. We got over 55 flavors, and as you can see, it comes in pints and all kind of different sizes. So we can be reached at 215-987-1798, dreamsicecream.com, DREAMS icecream.com. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you soon.
oh, yes, we do look forward to seeing our keynote speaker soon. And now I have the honor of just introducing you to an amazing person who said yes to this task. We're going to be asking of him 3 hours of his life this morning, 3 hours that we cannot replace. And we are honored that he said yes to be able to come out here and just celebrate with us this moment. Eric knows and understands the power of momentum shifts and accredits them to improving his life as a man, husband, father, and papa. As the host of the Momentum Shift podcast and radio show, he is on a mission to create a movement that helps others shift momentum in their lives too. As a veteran, and certified facilitator, Eric has dedicated his life to elevating the lives of others through mentoring and coaching students, teachers, athletes, veterans, and career professionals in overcoming life's mental barriers to success, identifying solutions to rising challenges, and elevating personal performance. It is my honor to welcome to the stage none other than Eric Collier. Eric?
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you very much. for the introduction. Excited to be here with everybody. This is a great opportunity. I really and truly am excited about seeing these young leaders step up and really share their stories and just share their work that they put in behind the scenes. Great champions become champions long before the lights come on. People enter the arena and it's time to perform. They become champions because of the work that they do prior to that. So I'm really excited about that. So do me a favor, everybody. Type in the chat. Momentum is built in moments like these. That's the piece that we're looking at, a moment, an opportunity to really change the game and in whatever situation we find ourselves, turning adversity into opportunity. But before we get started, what I want to do is I want to ask a quick question because I want to thank you all for coming here. First of all, type in the chat. If this is your first time joining us, type in the chat, first time. Yes, great, great. Love it. Type it in the chat. First time. We want to thank you for joining us from around the world. It's a beautiful piece to have everybody joining us. Second, if you are a returning guest, what I want you to type in, I'm back. Yes. We're excited to have you joining us and returning. If you're returning, you understand the power of this movement, the power of the stories and the messages that are being shared. So thank you. I'm back is lovely. So now understand this. I got one more for you. This is a global show. This is Global Kids Speak or Oratory Championship or competition. So we're around the globe. We're talking about the Caribbean. We're talking about the United States. We're talking about Europe, Africa, the Middle East. We're talking about the world here. So now, please do me a favor. Type in the chat which city or country you're joining us from. And with that, what I will say is thank you for sharing your breakfast with us this morning. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us for lunch. And thank you for taking the time out of your evening to just calm down and really slow things down and allow us to join you for dinner. So, with that, as we see, we are around the globe and we are ready to share some valuable and powerful stories, some lessons learned. I want to kick us off with a very powerful speaker. You saw him earlier. He's Mr. Lamar Relentless. I love that. Relentless Smith, also known as the Relationship King. He's a Philadelphia born serial entrepreneurial speaker, real estate investor, and business owner. He owns Dream Ice Cream Factory outside of Glenside, which is an award-winning shop that has served as community pillar for over 10 years. He's providing jobs and mentorship to teenagers and adults in success, leadership, work ethic, teamwork, and consistency. He's an author. His books consist of The Art of Kissing, Wake Up Winning No Matter What, the seven seven effing reasons why men don't want to get married. I'm really interested in hearing that. And of course, him story, an amazing bestseller. Driven by passion for people, business, investing, entrepreneurship, and relationship, Lamar uses every platform he has to inspire others to win life every day. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for Mr. Lamar Smith, the relationship king. And he'll be joining us here shortly. Lamar, thank you for joining.
Hey, thank you, Greg. I appreciate it. Good morning, good morning. How are you? How are you? Listen, guys, thank you. Good morning, good morning. My name is Lamar Smith. Thank you for that intro. I'm gonna get into a little bit about myself and what I do. And I'm very excited to be here. First of all, I want to thank Miss Andrea Adams and everybody at Global Kids Speak. And I'm excited to speak this morning because I love to inspire. I love to motivate, and I love to speak. That's one of the things that I do. So again, I'm born and raised in Philadelphia. I'm a serious successful entrepreneur. I own an ice cream business named Dreams Ice Cream Factory at Glenside. I've been owning that business for over 12 years. Also, I do some real estate. I'm in some real estate investment. Got some properties. So I like the ideology of being an entrepreneur and being a speaker. Being a speaker as well has helped me and has motivated me to become even more successful. I really enjoy the aspects of speaking because I love to speak life into people. I love to motivate people. I love to inspire people. And I believe in being an inspiration to people that you guys will always remember my name once I leave this particular post in this particular session. So, like I said, I'm born and raised in Philadelphia. And going into what I'm saying is about my business name, Dreams Ice Cream. Dreams Ice Cream, I named it Dreams because it was a dream of mine to have this type of business. Dr. King had a dream for all of us to thrive and strive. People and kids dream of ice cream. But here's the thing about it. On top of being this type, having this type of business and making the ice cream, I always wanted to create something for the community, something where I can give back to individuals, something that's going to make people happy. So I took this journey over 12 and a half years ago, and I'm very excited to see where we're at today. And, we've been on multiple platforms uh, locally as far as like being on the news and being on different things and being spotlighted for being one of the best businesses in the neighborhood. So I'm thankful for the community that I serve because one of my main things that I always say is when you serve, you get what you deserve. That's one of the greatest things that I can say and give to you because it's all about serving and serving each other to become great individuals and ultimately creating a great community. So um, and also too, when it comes to entrepreneurship actually runs in my family. My grandfather actually owned his own shoe business in the South in a small town called Roland, North Carolina, where he made shoes. And even though I didn't really get to know my grandfather, he passed away. He did get a chance to hold me. Entrepreneurship is uh, is actually in my bloodline. So um, I appreciate him and his sacrifices and what he did for my family. And I'm definitely blessed to be in a position where I can take care of my family, where I can inspire people, and where I can definitely influence people to become the best and the greatest version of themselves. So that's what I'm excited for. So that's kind of like my backstory and just kind of break it down briefly and again being here and being around what you guys are about to do for us my young speakers who are about to come on, and I just want to give you some game, give you some education about what's going on. You guys are in a position to really impact people, and I wish I had an opportunity when I was you guys' age to be able to speak on a platform like this. So you guys should be so excited about that. Like speaking on a platform, this is global. Andrea has provided this platform for you guys. So I know some of you probably going to come in nervous, but all I can say to you is just be yourself, speak your truth, and just keep, and just make your points. Make people understand who you are. Make them feel you. You know what I mean? So that's one of the main things that I'm going to let you guys know. It is okay. Just speak your truth. Don't think about it too much. Just speak from your heart and speak from your mind. And once you be able to do that, you'll be able to, uh, to be able, even though it's a competition, you'll be able to do the best that you can. So I just want to encourage you guys to continue to do this even after this platform, because when you become a speaker, it creates so many opportunities. So many opportunities. I've been able to meet some of the greatest speakers in the world, Les Brown, Dr. Carolyn Wilson, some of the greatest people that you guys, if you don't know who they are, I would suggest you either Google them or nowadays Chat GPT them, or or Perplexity, whatever you do now, look them up. You know what I mean? Also, Andrew's an amazing speaker as well. So your coach is you have an amazing and dynamic coach as well. So in saying that, again, by me being in this platform and being an entrepreneur, I always wanted to be able to be in business for myself. I wanted to be the type of individual who can control my time and control different things. And like I said, being a speaker, I've been able to speak even on an international stage in the Bahamas. And that was one of the greatest experiences that I had as well. So this speaking, even though you're on here and you're starting on a Zoom, this can take you to different places around the country, because I've spoken around the country as well, and also around the world. And on top of that, you can get paid for it. So, um, so whether what you're doing it, you're speaking from your heart, or you're speaking eventually could turn this into a career, promising career. This is something that when you're on here, when you're on this platform, just understand, always have a a goal or a message. What do you want people to know about you? What do you want people to know about your message? How are you going to articulate that the best way possible to individuals? Because the main thing is what you want to do, you want to be able to um, have people come up to you, have people come up to me a lot after I speak because they're excited, they're energized, they're like, hey, Lamar, can I talk to you more? Is there ways I can work with you? Is there ways you can speak here for me? So I like that. I love people. You know what I mean? And that's my thing. This is one of the many things God has me. One of my purposes and main things in this world is to follow my passion and to keep doing what I'm doing. One of the main things that I like to tell people too, when I am speaking and when I am on stage, is that I have this thing called 5 P's. All right, it's the 5 P's of entrepreneurship, and I always say in life, find your passion. Whatever your passion is that God gave you, it's aligned with your purpose. Okay, so you got passion and purpose. Once that lines up, you'll be able to ultimately find your peace because you want to be able to have you want to be able to when you find I'm sorry when you find your I'm sorry excuse me when you find your passion and your purpose, it aligns with your passion, purpose, peace, and prosperity, because these are all the things that's going to help you move in your life and be able to excel you at different levels in different areas. So when you're speaking or whatever you're doing in life, just find your purposes, find your passions. These are the most important things that you'll be able to do because it's not going to seem like work. Owning a business and owning some of the things that I have, it doesn't feel like work. It really doesn't. And I enjoy waking up. I enjoy just living. You know what I mean? So those are the main things that you want to really understand and ultimately um, engage with and finding yourself and making sure that you're able to take it to the next level. Okay. So these are some of the things that I'm able to, you know, gather and able to put together because this, like I said, I'm a passionate person when it comes to these particular entities. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of let you guys know that. And it's ultimately when you're on stage again, and when you're in front of people, you just want to make sure that you're that you're giving it your all, that you're thinking about what your message is, and that you're able to deliver it and deliver it with passion. So um, those are very, very key. And anything that you do in life, whether you're speaking, whether you want to have your own business, whether you're in school, whether you are in, around your family, uh, you want to be able to articulate. You want to be able to show your confidence, even when you make a mistake. So you just want to be able to make sure that you're able to take yourself to the next level, and you want to be able to make sure that whatever you're passionate about, it comes out because that's what you're going to be the greatest at. That is where you're going to be the greatest at. And my whole thing is when you're doing what you're doing, as far as speaking, as far as whether you're in school, whether you're at your career, whether you become an entrepreneur, you just want to give your all. You want to give your passion, and you want to be able to speak and let people know this is what you're about. Because when you show uh, a very important quality, which is leadership, and people want to follow people who are extravagant leaders. Okay. When you lead, you proceed, and everything will happen in the way that it's supposed to happen. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody wants to follow that. Nobody wants to follow that. So you got to be able to be the type of individual who wants to lead. And when you lead, it is not an easy thing, but it's very rewarding. So just lead in a way, in the best way that you know how to do in order to become that best individual at whatever you do, at whatever you do. You understand me? So I just want to make that clear. Being a leader is not an easy thing, but it's something that I relish. It's something that I enjoy because, again, I enjoy to inspire. And like I said, when you serve, you get what you deserve. And it's nothing like when people come up to you. I hire people from all walks of life, and whether they're from the ages of like 15 to 21, and I like to be a pivotal part in their lives because I always want them to remember the experience working for me or working with me. Okay. And then when I'm working with adults, it's the same way. I want them to understand, like, hey, listen, I'm someone who is here to inspire you. I'm someone here who can listen to you. I'm someone here, if you want the advice, I'll give you the advice. Okay. I don't know everything, but I do know a lot because I've been through and I overcame a lot. I've had so many people and so many people, whether it's my own family, my own father, who doubted me when it comes to um, achieving my dreams. And hence, that's why I named my business Dreams Ice Cream, because I always want to articulate my dreams, because when people don't believe in your dreams, I wanted to make sure, hey, listen, it's okay. I'm still going to make it. And eventually, as I continued to be successful, I became the type of person where my father really was proud of me. My mother was very, very proud of me. And through this journey that I even had in these last 12 and a half years of my life, I lost both of them. I lost my mother in 2020 due to COVID. And that really, really was one of the most challenges that I had in my life, um, because her and I were so close. And then obviously, if you go back 5 years, a lot of people didn't really know what was going on. And then after that, I had to come and I had to caretake for my father because he got older and he got lonely. And him and I weren't on the same, the greatest or the same path. But I had to make sure that, I had to forgive him for some things that he did to myself and my family. And once I was able to do that, I was able to go to the next level, and I was able to really enjoy him as an individual and as a person by taking care of him, taking him to his doctor's appointments. He had cancer, of the bladder, and eventually went to it spread to his bones. So I'm thankful that God put us in a position that we can get right and that we could be the type of individuals um, that can be an example. Because two men, it could be very challenging when we're not on the same page. But forgiveness is definitely bigger than me. It wasn't for, well, it was for him and it was for myself. A lot of people say forgiveness for yourself, but it was for both of us. And he became a better individual before he left this earth, and he passed last year. So life is always going to throw you challenges. Life is always, everything is not going to go your way all the time, but you also have to remember that you are the one that's going to be the product of your decisions that you did make and the decisions that you don't make. Okay. So that's a very important thing. Decisions. If you choose to have a positive mindset, then guess what? You're going to have a positive outcome. If you choose to have a negative uh, perspective or mindset, then most likely it's going to be a negative outcome. Okay. I'm going to tell you about the power of your own decisions as an individual. You control your thoughts. Nobody else does. You control them. So once you think about something or you know that something is going to be here, you know what? You have to be able to live with whatever decision that you make. Okay. And I want you to always know something, even though there's going to be problems that come to you every day, every minute. I want everybody to always focus on the solutions. Be a solution-based individual. That's how I became successful. That's why I am successful. I thank God that He gave me a mind, helped me with this mindset to become an individual that always seeks solutions. That's at least that seeks solutions and be able to be the individual that be able to solve things. So being that individual and understanding everything that's going on, um, and following my purpose, that's allowed me to extend my success rates. Having a business and having something like an ice cream shop, most businesses fail by 80 to say statistically, 85% of business fail within the first 5 years. Well, I'm on year 12 and a half, about to be 13. And there's nothing here to brag about, but that's just something that I do. And I want to state to you because even though you know there's statistics out there, don't ever be afraid of 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 negative statistics. You just follow what you need to do. You follow your own blueprint. And a lot of times I came into this business not even knowing what I was going to do and not even know how I was going to do it. And I primarily I work, the business is located right outside of Philadelphia in the suburbs. So to be an African American business owner is an even greater challenge. But I accept challenges and I always want to be that individual that says, look, I gave him my all, I give him my all. Because when that happens, people can see it. And the reason why we've been successful is because people see what we have. Not only is it a great product, but it's the ice cream is a great product, but it feels like a family oriented business. And a lot of people think a lot of my workers are family, or my sons and my daughters, have an older um, manager that think that's like my mom or my grandmom, and I want them to. That's how we feel. That's how we work, and that's how we do things. So whatever you do and whatever you're doing, if you have an idea or if you have something that you want to do, we're in December. This is the time and the month that I look at and I reflect on the goals that I achieve and I reflect on some of the things that I didn't achieve. And what I do is I write them down, think about why I achieved them and why I didn't achieve them. And then going into a new year, I reset myself because each day, each week, each month, each year, I want to be greater than the previous. You understand me? Not just be better, be greater than that. So what do? You just have to put the sacrifice and the time. You guys, we all are in the social media area, an area where, and I know I got to wrap this up soon, the area where that we have different distractions, but I want everybody to understand that distractions will not make it happen for you. You have to continue your focus. You have to continue your belief. If you have to turn off everything, get into a room, do what you have to do. All right. And when I'm wrapping up, I just want to say again, thank you for this opportunity. This has been a beautiful blessing. I want you guys to rock on here. I want you guys to go out there and make it happen. And like I said to my youth who are about to come up and speak, and to my adults, my entrepreneurs, my business owners, my workers, my everybody, whatever you want to do, please make it happen. Please make it happen. And always say lead by serving. Because again, when you serve, you get what you deserve. All right. So thank you guys for having me. Oh my God. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you to everybody who put this together. And again, I'm excited to see you guys speak. And and we're going to take it from there. All right. So thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Excuse me. All right, Larry. Thank you very. I mean, excuse me, Lamar. I apologize. Thank you very much. I
Thank you. I
have no idea
appreciate you,
where that
brother.
came from, but thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate you for
Thank
sharing your
you.
journey, all you're doing in the community, man. I'm talking about, when having a mentor like yourself to guide
Mm,
them along, those teens, those adults who may be re-entering the community or just looking for a career path. You leading them along the way is big because a lot of times we feel as though we don't have the support, the resources, but
Right.
somebody like you will help them along the way and inspire them. So thank you very much for all you do.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate you.
Ladies
Thank
and
you.
gentlemen, drop some fire in there if you really enjoyed what Lamar just said in there. Thank you much. You know,
Yes, indeed.
voices today, leaders tomorrow. That's where it all starts. You talked about leadership, being able to communicate the vision, being able to inspire and empower your team is huge. If you believe you're leading and nobody's following, you got some work to do. And this is where it starts, learning to communicate the vision, learning to communicate the growth process, right? How do I develop others? And as you move forward, I can tell you right now, a lot of times we find ourselves standing at the cliff of life where we have to make a decision to move forward in that gap of becoming or stay stuck where we are. And it's about
Yes,
communicating right there.
yes, sir.
So thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
sir.
And Eric, if I can say one more thing, the five P's is purpose, passion. So if you find your purpose is related to your passion will ultimately lead you to your profits. The profits will lead you to your prosperity, and your prosperity will lead you to your ultimate peace. So that's my five P's of being
Right,
successful.
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So thank you for
So
that. I appreciate you. Yes, indeed.
no problem. Thank you. So as we move forward, I want to ask everybody just type one word in the chat of what you're excited about hearing and learning today. A lot of times we go through conferences like these and we don't note, ahead of time what we're looking for. So we just find ourselves going along with the process. So what I want you to do is identify and share what it is you want to learn today, what you're expecting today, and then look for those things. Use those as a tool to help guide you. So before we get into moving a little further, I gotta recognize the people to whom which we owe a lot of thanks for putting this event together. The time that they spend with mentoring and inspiring and empowering these global speakers, these young global speakers, future leaders that we're going to see today. We've got to give thanks to them, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get any further, we've got to recognize Miss Andrea, excuse me, Adams, and she is a communication coach, author, and youth empowerment advocate. Created global speaking, excuse me, she created Global Kids Speak with one purpose, and that is to build a safe space where children can grow their confidence, sharpen their voice, and discover who they truly are. Ladies and gentlemen, she's going to lead the game. She's the mentor for the game changing team. So give her a round of applause in the chat, please. Next up, the one and only Miss Charlene Clark Cure. And she's the mentor for Golden Voices team. And she is a distinguished leader, organizational development expert, and public speaker. She's the CEO of HR management and a corporate trainer. She's a speaking coach, and she's dedicated her career to inspiring individuals and organizations to reach their full potential. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for Miss Charlene Clark Cure, the mentor for the Golden Voices team. And next up, a man with a great name, Mr. Eric Sean. With a wealth of knowledge, Mr. Sean, understanding acquired through avenues of education, training, and personal experience. He's much more than a motivational speaker, mindset coach, minister, personal trainer, and author. He's a living proof through practice that the principles and ideas of the espouses, excuse me, that can be transformational. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for a man who rose above the circumstances laid at his feet throughout his life's journey, Mr. Eric Sean. This fabulous team right here, I'm telling you, when you're looking for meaning in your life, it comes from following your heart, doing something that you're passionate about. It comes from doing that thing that you believe to be the right thing, even though people around you are not agreeing with you. So thank you all to that fabulous team. We're looking forward to admiring the work and the effort that you put in with these great young men and women. Next up, a competition would not be a competition if we didn't have any judges. So our first judge, her name is Ms. Rhonda Stansberry. She's also known as the Bolita Princess. I love that. She's affectionately known as the Belita Princess. She's a dynamic entrepreneur, author, creative visionary whose impact continues to ripple throughout Florida and beyond. She's the CEO of Belita Inc. And Aranda leads with purpose, cultural pride, and an unwavering commitment to storytelling that elevates and educates. She's a proud academic achiever. She's celebrated author in the her. She's a celebrated author with her book titled Numbers 35 and 53, The Case of the Brown Paper Bag. It's a transformative story that confronts history, identity, and the complexity of colorisms. Beyond her artistic and entrepreneurial achievements, Rhonda is admired for her integrity, compassion, and devotion of uplifting her community. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for the Belita Princess, Miss Rhonda Stansberry. Our judge number two is Dr. Cheryl Smith. I love her name. My aunt's name was Cheryl. My sister's name is Cheryl. And I don't know if she's like my sister, who is a daycare provider, but her kids call her Dr. Miss Shirtle. But Cheryl Smith, Dr. Cheryl Smith is somebody who comes with a lot of experience when it comes to turning adversity into opportunity, being a community leader. She's someone who brings a lot to this event, and she's going to help motivate and inspire these young individuals as they move forward. So please give a round of applause to Dr. Cheryl Smith. And our third judge, not our final, because we'll go into that later, but our third judge is Miss Nikki Gerard. She's our chief judge. She's a returning judge. So we thank her for joining us again. But she's an award-winning entrepreneur, coach, and visionary, recognized on the Brains of 500 global list, alongside icons such as Oprah Winfrey and Jay Shetty. Founder of the Heart and Energy Times Me, Nikki transforms adversity into empowerment, helping individuals heal from within and unlock their true potential. She's a creator of the High AF Advantage and Magic School for Teen and Kids, and number one international best-selling author through her collaboration with She Rises Studio. Nikki continues to inspire entrepreneurs and youth worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round for our chief judge, Miss Nikki Gerard. I love it. I love it. I mean, the wealth. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Type in the chat greatness. I love it. The scripture tells us our gift will put us in rooms. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in a room full of greatness right here. As my mentor and many of us in this room have always been told, you have greatness in you. And yes, you do. Do me a favor, type it in the chat. I have greatness in me, because that's a piece that we have to understand. When we look at what we've got going on today, this is an example of intentionality. This isn't happenstance. This is intentionality. These great young speakers here today are choosing greatness over mediocrity. They're choosing to step in the arena of something that they're passionate about. And what I like about the mentors and what I like about everyone here joining us today is that not only are they feeding it to them, but they're allowing them to make their decisions. They're allowing them to make mistakes. They're allowing them to take risks and chances of stepping in front of an audience and understanding that you may or may not get the results that you're looking for, but it's in the process is where you want to be. The process of becoming is more important than the process of sitting there and just going along in life, waiting for something to happen. So with that, I'm excited to bring our first speaker to the room. I am really excited about this because the first is always the best, right? It's the one that sets the pace, the one that sets the tone for the rest of the day. So get excited, ladies and gentlemen, for our very first speaker. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. We have a commercial to share. Oh, I got you right there. Got you right there. But we got a commercial to share and we got to pay our sponsors. So we got a commercial to share real quick. If we could bring that commercial up. And then once that's over, we're going to dive right into our very first speaker. Here we go. It's coming. Awesome. So my question to the judges, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're ready to go. All right, all right. Audience, are you ready? If you're ready, say, let's get it started. All right, here we go. We're going to bring up our very first speaker today. Our first speaker is a 12-year-old who loves to have fun. She enjoys playing games, riding her hoverboard, hanging out with her god siblings and siblings. Red is her favorite color, and she could eat spaghetti any day of the week. I'm loving her already because spaghetti has always been one of my favorite meals. She loves making bracelets and scrapbooking. She brings a positive, smart, funny, and resilient spirit into everything she does. Ladies and gentlemen, her name is Malaysia. Malaysia, the mic is yours.
My name, oh, as most of you know, today's speech is on positive thinking. As most of you know, today's speech is on positive thinking. Positive thinking can help you with so much, like when you're feeling down or when you feel like giving up. Today, I'll be telling you a story. This story has positive thinking and negative thinking, and it can also help you overcome negative thinking. This story begins in a hospital. In this hospital, there was a little girl. This little girl is strong. This little girl is brave. This little girl is determined. I know because I am that little girl. The reason why I was in the hospital was because I was battling leukemia. I began to feel sad and lonely and abandoned when no one came to visit me. I began to have negative thoughts like, maybe no one's coming because they don't love me. Maybe no one's coming because I'm not worthy. Maybe no one's coming because I'm not a good person. And a lot of other negative thoughts I had. It made me feel even worse about my situation. But I noticed something. When my friends and family did come to visit me, when my friends and family did come, my friends and family did come, they, my friends and family did come. They helped me. They, my friends and family did come. When my friends and family did come, the negative thoughts seemed to disappear. I started to feel happy. I started to feel loved. I started having positive thoughts like, I am loved. I am worthy. I am an amazing kid. I share this story with you so that you can see that oftentimes we find ourselves thinking negative. And it's always about things that we can't control. However, there is one thing that we can control: affirmations. If you don't know what affirmations are, let me tell you. Affirmations is just positive self talk. For an example, like in my story, I was feeling sad and lonely and abandoned when no one came to visit me. But when my friends and family did come to visit me, they encouraged me to get better and better. Then I started using positive self talk. and it helps me to boost my confidence and overcome obstacles. Type one in the chat if you know affirmations are important. One person we all know who believes affirmations are important, my coach, Coach Eric Shaw. One one thing, one powerful thing you can do to overcome negative thinking is use the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. By saying your affirmations every day, you have to believe in yourself. So shoot for the stars. I'm Malaysia Ryan. Thank you.
Oh, great job, Malaysia. Awesome. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Affirmations, a positive mindset. She is so right. My mom always told me if you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, you won't. You might as well believe you can as you travel this journey called life. Malaysia, great job. Everybody, please give her some fire in the chat. You have to give it up for individuals who step in front of the mic when you think about the challenge of public speaking and how many people are afraid they would rather commit suicide than to stand on the stage and speak. And that's an unfortunate piece because being able to share your vision, to be able to inspire others is a great thing in life when you look at finding a purpose and value and meaning. Next up, our second speaker is Abigail Sinclair. She's an inspiring 11-year-old student who attends St. Peter Claver, excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, primary school. As the head girl, she carries herself with confidence, responsibility, and kindness, always striving to be a positive example for her peers. She has a deep love for learning, especially in the subjects of science, reading, and mathematics, with her curiosity and work shining brightly. Outside of academics, Abigail enjoys cooking, experimenting with new dishes, showing creativity both in and out of the classroom. Her favorite colors, like myself, is blue. I love it. Of course, she's got white and red as well, but blue is always a favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for Abigail Sinclair, who is dedicated to a young leader who's resilient and passionate. Abigail, the mic is yours.
Don't Be Afraid to Reach for the Stars by Ellen Ochoa. Good morning. My name is Sinclair. I'm 11 years old. I live in Jamaica and I attend St. Peter Claver Primary Infant School in Jamaica. You may be wondering now, what's my speech about? My speech is about positive thinking. What is positive thinking? Positive thinking has a special name, which is optimism. Positive thinking is an amazing thing. What is positive thinking, if you don't know? According to the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, positive thinking is believing that you will succeed or to get better in what you do. I'll be speaking about two positive thinkers. The first positive thinker is Ellen Ochoa. Ellen Ochoa was born May 10th, 1958, in Los Angeles, California. She grew up in La Mesa, San Diego County, where she received a bachelor in science from from San Diego State University. Then she went on to Stanford University, where she received both a master's degree and a PhD in electrical engineering. After school, Ellen Ochoa went on to work at Lamet. She went on to work at She went on working. She was related to the free patents. She worked in free patents related to optical systems and image processing. She made history as in 1993 as the first Hispanic female astronaut. Ellen Ochoa's story tells us that if we continue to think positively, we can achieve anything. The second optimist I'll be speaking about is one who made a huge impact in the industry of K-pop. He is he is the global brand ambassador for Louis Vuitton, the global ambassador for UNICEF Korea, and the global brand ambassador for Hera. The second optimist I'll be speaking about is Lee Felix. Felix was born September the 15th, 2000. He is a dancer, singer, and rapper in Stray Kids under the JYP Entertainment. Felix is known for many things, such as a deep voice, a bright smile, and many others. Felix has shared that he had hard moments as a trainee, especially when he was eliminated due to a lack of being versed in in Korean, and he was lacking in stage confidence. But Felix didn't give up, and he continued to work hard and push through, leading to him be debuting with the leading to him be debuting with Stray Kids in 2018. Felix's determination and being brought back to the group is can tell us that you need, even if you're let down at certain parts in your life, to always continue. Even though Felix was diagnosed with a herniated disc and it's hard for him to perform, he still pushes through, being the best he can. The last person I'll be speaking about is a very special story. It's one that can tell you to not just look on the outside. The last story is about a very special girl named Abigail Sinclair, which is me. I was when a while ago I was diagnosed with appendicitis. It was very scary. I nearly died. If I didn't go through surgery, I probably wouldn't even be here today. But I continued to push through, and I didn't let that one thing put me down. I've been sickly ever since I was young. I had I've been going through many things, such as joint pains, migraines, nausea, and many more. But I didn't let any of them put me down. I am still going. I am now the head girl of my school, with many friends and family who support me in everything that I do. You may be wondering, why am I speaking so much about positive thinking? And isn't positive thinking just smiling and being happy? Please keep this in mind. Positive thinking is not just acting happy all the time. Please remember, it's all right to be sad. You're not always going to be happy. But remember to be the best you can be and to try to think positively. Thinking positively is not just acting happy. So please remember that. So, so I spoke about two stories. I spoke about two different positive thinkers, including myself, which was a small story. Take these three positive thinkers, look over your life, see where you can implement their way of thinking into your life, and see your life shine. Thank you. Again, my name was Abigail C.
Well, I'm having a few complications getting my camera and mic back on, but Abigail, great job. Your story reminds me of my favorite poem, which is Invictus, which means unconquerable. You truly are Invictus. And part of that is that piece where he says, I thank whatever gods there may be for my unconquerable soul. Congratulations to you on keeping a positive mindset and continuing to battle through, even though others may have been telling you something different. Congratulations. I love the message you brought. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick pause as we're moving forward quickly. I wanted to take time out to discuss the concept of what a master orator is, and it just isn't somebody who delivers a great speech. it's more than that. It's an individual who is, we're talking about young leaders. We're talking about people who demonstrate discipline, responsibility, and the character both on and off stage. That's what being a great orator is about. It's a someone who meets deadlines, they're working well with the team, and they carry themselves with excellence. Not only that, you've also heard the piece, their mantra. Global Kids doesn't just operate all willy-nilly. They have a mantra, they have a guidance, how they guide their theme, their rhythm. And it's about the 5 Ps. You've heard it mentioned a couple of times. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I can tell you, as someone who has coached for years, someone who has competed for years, that there's no better way to be ready to perform than if you put your effort, time, and mindset in on a daily basis. What do they say? They say you stay ready, you don't get ready. And that's what this is all about. Staying ready, being prepared for the next challenge ahead of us, understanding that there might be a time when we get a call and they say, "Hey, I need a speaker. I need somebody like you to step on stage," and boom, you're ready to go at a minute's notice. That's what we're talking about here. These young speakers have worked hard. They've practiced and they've shown dedication every step of the way. And so today, they're shining their light just for you to see that whatever you're thinking that is challenging you when it comes to public speaking, just get out there and do it. Take your shot. Take your shot. You never know what can come out of it. Take your shot. And then if you think that for some reason you've done all you can possibly do, understand that just because you've had the victories in the past just means that although you're at the top of one mountain, you're still at the bottom of another mountain. You're continuously to grow. You have more to do. So understand you've got so much in you. And these young men and women sharing their stories and being able to present. And I love when Abigail just flows. She just flowed. Malaysia just flowed effortlessly, regardless of whether or not they stuttered, stumbled, or paused at a time they didn't expect to. They did it. And that's the piece for you. If you just do it, eventually it becomes natural. So step out of your comfort zone, get out there and challenge yourself. And that's all I'm going to say on that, because I'm telling you, this is something that is exciting to me. I remember as a young man, I practiced quite a bit for public speaking. In fact, if you ever read my report card, it said Eric would be such a great student if he didn't talk so much in class. I don't encourage that method, but I can tell you I am grateful for the opportunities that have come my way, which seemed like to my parents, like, we just can't figure this kid out. I don't know what he is doing. So, Abigail, thank you very much for sharing your journey. You are Invictus. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to move on to our next speaker, Asia, born and raised in New York, now shining brightly in Florida. Asia's a straight A student, an advanced level scholar, and a rising ballet sensation who balances high school credit math, science, and dance, and gymnastics, and creativity like an absolute pro. That is a lot. A lot of people will say, "You're doing too much," but I applaud you, because if you're going to become great, you got to be able to do what other people aren't today so that you can have tomorrow what other people won't. So you just keep pushing. Don't let anybody stop you. She's relentlessly delivering very first in-person speech voice at Voice Masters Global Conference. She did a great job there. And now she's gearing up to perform in the Jacksonville Symphony's Nutcracker next week. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. I'm loving it. She's not dancing when she's not dancing, tumbling, or studying, she's crafting her own jewelry and dreaming big. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for Asia. Asia, the mic is yours.
Positive thinking. I am a positive thinker. At least I try to be. Positive thinking is definitely something you've heard before, probably on social media by those mental health professionals saying that you just need to smile or have a positive outlook on life or literally just feel more happy. What does that even mean? When you see these videos, you probably thought one of five things. I don't care. I'm already positive enough. How would that help? all these videos are fake, or one thing in this video is inaccurate, so everything else is. I would know. I've been down all 5 paths. As someone who severely struggled with negativity, please, please let me tell you, it is not just smiling, laughing, and ignoring your problems. It is never just smiling and laughing. If I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that it's okay to feel sad or frustrated. It's okay to take a break, and it's okay to cry. Positive thinking isn't ignoring your problems, it's acknowledging them and then deciding to not let them control you. It's it's feeling your problems and not letting them control the things you say, do, or think while you're upset. It's about seeing possibilities instead of problems, opportunities instead of obstacles. Now, I don't want to sound like a mindless repeat of everything you've heard so far, because what does that even mean? Seeing the world around you as a possibility, believing in yourself, how does that truly work? I have my take, so I'll give you my examples. We all have or had that one teacher that yells for everything and anything, hates dumb questions, and seems to secretly hate their job. So imagine how I felt when I missed 2 days of school and my grade in that class dropped from an A to an F. I was already petrified, terrified to ask to go to her class, to ask to go to the bathroom in that class. How was I going to ask her to make up an assignment? So instead, I complained to my mom, and she offered to write her an email. I refused because she was just going to be more upset. Then I complained to my friends. One offered to help me complete the assignment. I refused because she wasn't going to grade it anyways. Then another friend offered to be alongside me as I asked to make it up. I refused because she was just going to embarrass both of us. Are you seeing the pattern yet? I was trapped in a cell I locked myself in. I was crying for help when the key to the bar was right outside of the outside of the bars. And when I finally did muster up all my courage to ask her, she simply nodded, handed me a paper, and told me to finish it by next week. That was it. Are we getting it now? When you think negatively, the world around you seems so much smaller and everything seems impossible. Positive thinking truly shapes the way we see ourselves and the world around us. Positive thinking has the ability to shape our lives, change our futures, and help us overcome any challenge we may face. It opens us up to happiness, growth, and success. I want to dive a little deeper by explaining something I recently learned in school. See, there's this guy named Mark Rober, and he did a TED Talk in 2018. In this video that I'm describing, he said that he released a game and told everybody that it was to prove that anybody could learn code if they really tried. In reality, it was an experiment. You see, he released 2 slightly different games. In both games, you started off with 200 points, and you had to complete a sequence. If you failed the sequence, a screen would pop up saying, uh-oh, you messed up, and you could click to continue. But in only one game, if you messed up, you would lose 5 of your no real value, completely digital, no real life world anything would be deducted. And from that small change, he found from 50,000 participants, an estimated 8,000 more completed the course with no penalties. People completed the game when they had no negativity just shown in their face, when they couldn't see the problems. He says it's related to when he was younger. When he refers to this, he's talking about when he was young, a game called Super Mario Bros. Was released. When he finished it, he came to school and he talked to his friends about how many levels he completed. Him and his friends didn't discuss how many times they died or how many times they fell in a pit. Because when they fell in a pit, they didn't think, oh, how embarrassing, I'm never going to try again, oh, whatever. They thought, next time, I'll remember there's a pit there so I can save the princess. And he called this focusing on princesses instead of pits. He didn't focus on his failures. He saw the opportunities to try again. And he calls that effect the Super Mario Bros. Effect. I believe the Super Mario Bros. Effect is just a really good example of positive thinking and proof that it works. That's what I mean. Positive thinking shapes the way we see ourselves and the world around us. This is what I mean by choosing to see possibilities instead of problems, princesses instead of pits. Every day we're faced with choices. We can choose to see what's going wrong in our lives, or we can choose to see solutions and lessons in every situation. Approach life like it's a game, like Super Mario Bros., instead of worrying about an assignment a teacher gave you. Once again, like you may have heard, my name is Asia. Thank you for listening.
Asia, great job. Thank you. Wow, I like that. One of the things that I do, I teach and coach and mentor high school students, and even with my what I call my six pack, my six grandkids, three young men, three young ladies. I teach them all the time to identify whatever problem that they're looking at, and don't call it a problem, call it an opportunity, test, and challenge to move to the next level. So I love that you use Super Mario Brothers in that as well, because we do find ourselves focusing on getting to the ultimate destination of becoming. And so I love that. Keep pushing with that as you move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, drop some fire in the chat for our speakers. We've had three inspiring speakers right now. And if you're loving them, give them some hearts, show them some love, drop some fire, clap it up, clap it up. We got our fourth speaker coming up, and his name is Mr. Jaden Burrell. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because this young man is a brilliant mind with big dreams and even bigger potential. Coming all the way from New Jersey, Jaden is a rising game developer, a creative powerhouse, and a competitor who's ready to make his mark on the world of technology and beyond. This young innovator doesn't just play games; he creates them. That's what I'm talking about. Bringing imagination, coding, and strategy together like a pro. But guess what? He's also a poet. He writes from his heart. He recently took the stage at the Voice Masters Global Conference in Plantation, Florida, and he delivered a powerful message that had the audience cheering. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a future featured podcast documentary uh, story, and he's already been invited to speak at another conference this month. Ladies and gentlemen, give a huge round of applause. Make some noise for Mr. Jaden Burrell. Jaden, the mic is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jaden Hudson Burrell, and I am a 11 years old. I am a game developer, artist, and a proud member of the Global Kids Speak Rising Stars team. I started creating games at age 6, combining my love of art and storytelling. I'm excited to share my speech with you today. Imagine starting your day with a flat tire, a big deadline coming up, and the feeling that nothing will go right. In these moments, it is hard to see a way forward. But what if I told you that how we think in these situations may change what happens? Today, I want to talk to you about something stronger than any problem, longer lasting than a setback, and more life-changing than any situation. Positive thinking. Let's be clear. Positive thinking is not about ignoring what is really happening or acting like everything is perfect, but it is about facing life's problems with the belief you can handle them. When you look for chances to improve and grow during these hard times and learn from your mistakes, you help yourself move forward instead of staying in the same place. Every significant achievement begins with not a promise, but with a belief. Think about some of the world's greatest inventors, leaders, and people who made a difference. They faced rejection, failure, and times when they were unsure. What made them different was their way of thinking. Positive thinking means facing problems with confidence, not ignoring them. It is choosing hope instead of doubt, action instead of waiting, and seeing what is possible instead of what is not. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, who faced multiple rejections before publishing the Harry Potter series. Her unwavering belief in her story and her ability to persist through adversity are a testament to the power of positive thinking. Her journey reminds us that optimism and perseverance can change the trajectory of our lives. When you think positively, you open your mind to solutions instead of fixating on problems. You see opportunities where others see obstacles. You push forward even when the path is unclear because you trust in your ability to learn, grow, and adapt. A real-world example of this is the story of Thomas Andrews, an entrepreneur who faced bankruptcy after his first business venture failed. Instead of giving up, he adopted a positive mindset, identifying new opportunities in a setback. For persistence and optimism, he launched a successful second business, which has now become one of the fastest growing companies in the industry. Andrew's story is a testament to the power of positive thinking. But we can also see the power of positive thinking in the stories of young people. Take, for example, Mia Gonzalez, a 12-year-old student who struggled with math and lacked confidence in her abilities. Instead of giving up, she decided to focus on a growth mindset, believing that her skills can improve with effort and practice. With the help of her teachers and her new positive approach, Mia not only improved her math skills, but also inspired her classmates to adopt a similar mindset. Her journey reminds us that optimism can shift perspectives and empower us to overcome any challenges in any area of life. Research shows that optimists solve problems 35% faster, providing a concrete advantage to maintaining a positive outlook. Positive thinking makes you stronger. It helps you get back after problems, keep moving when things get slow, and encourage others. This way of thinking turns dreams into real things and problems into comebacks. So as you face the days ahead, your thoughts shape your reality. I challenge you to take charge of your mindset, starting now. Tonight, write down one optimistic goal you will pursue tomorrow. Be specific about what it is and how you take the first step. This small, clear action is your starting point for building momentum and real positive change. In addition, consider adding a simple daily habit to show positivity in your life. Start your mornings with a brief reminder of yourself, of your strengths, and the possibilities of the days ahead. Alternatively, maintain a gratitude list, jotting down 3 things each day that you are thankful for. These practices can help sustain a positive mindset and reinforce your journey through positive change. Harness the power of positive thinking, and there is nothing you may not achieve. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my speech.
Ooh, whoa, man, I loved it, Jaden. Great job, man. You hit a lot of valuable points and keys, what we call gold nuggets for the audience today. One of the things I like is you have to understand that there are people out there who are in negative situations because of how they're thinking. The sun is out today. Oh, it's terrible. It's raining. Oh, it's terrible. Well, you have to find opportunity in each day, no matter whether it's raining or not. So I love what you said today, Jaden. Thank you very much. Great job. Ladies and gentlemen, we're halfway there. If you're still with us, give us some love. Show us some love. Drop some fire. I love that. Drop some fire. Show some hearts. Clap it up for these young individuals today, these future leaders, these global leaders. Trust me, they're on stage and they're speaking on a global platform, not just in your gym or at a talent show after the picnic or after the family reunion. This is a global platform, and they're doing a great job. If they're nervous, I can't see it. I can't hear it. They're doing a great job. Keep going, keep pushing. We're loving it. So the question becomes this competition, how is it being scored? Well, I'm going to do my best, but I can tell you that each participant, um, there's a 200 points are awarded to competitors who deliver their speech without reading. That means speaking confidently from memory, not from paper or device. A very tough challenge, but it can be done to an extent. And I think it's awesome when you get to that level. 50 points are awarded if their speech reaches the full 5 minute mark. Speeches under 4 minutes and 30 seconds will not qualify for this bonus. And here's a big one. There's the People Choice Award. Remember, I announced that there were three, there were not just three judges. Well, guess what? You, the audience, you're the fourth judge. That's right. You get a chance to say your piece, to share with us what you love. This is an audience, this is the audience's power. You get to share with us who inspired you, who encouraged you, who empowered you, who shared something new with you today that you didn't even know or have a clue, or maybe presented it in a different manner you had never thought about. Well, that's your opportunity to share with us and really choose an individual who is really moving the needle when it comes to public speaking. So, what's at stake? Well, these young champions are competing for some truly amazing awards. First place, the winner will walk away with the prestigious Global Kids Speak Master Orator Trophy, along with a $100 cash prize. And this is a great time to walk away with $100 cash prize. As a matter of fact, any day is a great time to walk away with a $100 cash prize. And that's the highest honor in the Global Kids Speak. And it's reserved for the speaker who demonstrates those master orator skills, demonstrates excellence, discipline, and heart in presenting. Second place, our second place orator will receive $75 in cash and a beautiful crafted second place trophy. Again, never a bad day to receive $75 in cash or be rewarded for the effort that you put through in life. Third place, the third place finisher will take home $50 in cash and an impressive third place trophy. Again, I'm not going to frown at the $50 either. But I think it's awesome. Now, all other competitors, because Global Kids Speaks celebrates effort, courage, and participation, every remaining competitor will receive $20 each and an official participation trophy for their hard work and dedication. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you you've got to take your shot in life, you never know what can come out of it. And it's taking your shot. Even though you can't see the end in the goal, even though the lights are out and you have no idea where the basketball rim is located, but take a shot, you got a better chance of hitting the rim than not. So it's better to take your shot and just see where it lands, right? I used to race motorcycles and I had a friend of mine, he said, I have great tires, I have a great bike. And the way I make it through the fast turns is I just throw it in there and see if it's going to stick. And I tell you what, The dude was so fast, he just threw it in there every time. He passed me up all the time. So again, you pass people up, you move forward in life by just throwing it in there and taking a shot. So the trophies are generously provided by Gums Media in Jacksonville, Florida, and the cash prizes are sponsored by Miss Andrea Adams and Global Kids Speak. So give a round of applause for Gums Media, as well as and Miss Andrea Adams and Global Kids Speak for the effort that they're putting through and the rewards that they're giving each of these participants and challenging them to move forward. Again, I want to encourage all of the participants to understand when you reach the top of that mountain, you have that big major goal that you've accomplished. You're successful in all you're doing. Understand that you're at the bottom of another one, and it's time to transform your mind to a new level, right? We talked about the video game earlier. Well, every time you get to one video in the end of that level, you got to attack this big monster in front of you. As you attack this big monster, you got to get to the next level. So creative mindset, moving forward, challenging yourself and taking your shot is going to be important. So as we move forward, we're going to go and take a look at our fifth speaker. Our fifth speaker is Mr. Dario Rice. Hails proudly from the Grand Island of Barbados, home of the renowned icon Rihanna, and is a dedicated student at Queens College. He is committed to personal growth, constantly striving to learn, improve, and better himself in every area of his life. Growing up in a community that taught him the value of discipline, focus, and determination, Dario has learned firsthand the importance of staying on the right path. He embraces challenges with confidence and gratitude. So this topic of maintaining a positive mind is right up his alley. Dario is deeply passionate about basketball and music, and those are the two pillars that keep him grounded, motivated, and connected to his inner strength. Ladies and gentlemen, give a huge round of applause for Mr. Dario Rice. Dario, the mic is yours.
When positive thinking is applied to any scenario in life, it can make all the difference. Pass, pass, pass. I was shout as I ran down the court while playing basketball, but my teammates, who would tend to underestimate my ability, would overlook and ignore me. But I never let that discourage me. I would always think to myself, next time I get the ball, I'll prove my worth. And that's exactly what I did. Many trials and tribulations throughout my various basketball matches will seemingly shatter my confidence. But I would always say to myself, I will show my worth. And as a result, I was able to prove to everyone that I wasn't just a liability on court, but now one of the main contributors. When I was younger, I had just begun my basketball journey. I was the most timid player on the court, seemingly a shadow who no one would acknowledge. My lack of confidence would result in me doubting my abilities, making little to no contributions whatsoever. I would always ask myself, why do I play like this? And why can I never help? Constantly bothering myself for my failures instead of inspiring myself to do better. This cycle continued throughout my first year and the latter part of my third year. It took me a while to realize that I'll never grow as a person if I continuously bring down myself. So I decided it was time to make a change. No matter how far behind my peers I felt I was falling, I maintained a positive mindset. I would practice every chance I get, making the most out of each session. Every falter was a test of my resilience. How well can I persevere? I would practice for hours on end, at home, at the court, and at school. I would watch matches and study the players, trying to utilize what I could. After a few months of repetition but no results, I felt as if I hit a wall in my training, feeling somewhat hopeless. I even contemplated quitting, but this was the time to put my resolve to the test. I started saying affirmations to myself to boost my morale and lift my spirit. Things never change overnight. This process continued for months until I eventually gained the confidence to implement my constant practice into games. At first, I was nervous, but I wouldn't see change if I continued with my old ways. So I tried it. Instead of being a shadow, I created my own light. I played confidently and asserted myself on the court. I made an impact. The first time I tried, that ended up being my best game so far. But it didn't end there. This was a process I would have to rinse and repeat to achieve the best results. No, it didn't have a 100% success rate because nothing in life is perfect. There were times where I still underperformed, but also moments where I would overachieve. My dedication proved that no matter how insignificant you think you are, a few positive changes in your life can prove all the difference and show that nothing is impossible. If you aspire to be great, strive to meet the goal and while maintaining that positive, reassuring mindset, you can achieve it. Like the wise Kobe Bryant said, everything negative, pressure, challenges are all an opportunity to rise. So I hope my speech helps each of you to embrace your talents and utilize positive thinking to rise above obstacles you may face. Once again, my name is Dario Royce, and I hope that my experience with positive thinking inspires you all to implement the methods which I utilize and hopefully bring a change to your life.
Dario, great job, awesome job, my man. And I think I'm glad you mentioned Kobe Bryant because something that he said and the way he approached life was he talked about how he looked up to Michael Jordan and he asked himself, he says, "Can I be that great?" And he said, "I don't know, but I'm willing to find out." And that's how we have to be in life. Can I be great? How great can I get? I don't know, but I will find out. And they commit every day to taking the action needed to moving forward and keeping a positive mindset, regardless of those who tell them that they can't, that it's impossible. I like your mindset, young man. Keep pushing because nobody's going to do it for you. Ladies and gentlemen, next up is Ian. And I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly. Ian. Ladies and gentlemen, he is ready. He's because the young king, excuse me, get ready because the young king stepping onto this stage is a definition of strength, courage, and unstoppable determination. He's born in New York. He's now shining in the sunshine state of Florida. He came into the world as a premature baby who fought from day one. He pushed through early challenges, conquered speech therapy, and grew into a young man driven by one powerful motto: never give up. And trust me, he lives it every single day. This powerhouse is proud second runner up of the Mr. Biscayne Elementary pageant. And he's proven to be confident, charismatic, and he's got star quality. Ian has completed over 100 hours, earning the prestigious President's Gold Bench Volunteer Service Award for making a real difference in his community of Springfield Middle School. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for Ian. Ian, the mic is yours.
The power of positive thinking. To understand the power of positive thinking, we first have to dive deep into why it works. The placebo effect. Now, what is a placebo effect, you may be asking? Imagine you have the person and the doctor gives you a pill. You take the pill, and just like that, bang, your depression is gone. Now, what if I told you this was but what if I told you the pill was a fad? And this is a real experiment that was done by real doctors. That's the placebo effect. Your brain tricking itself to believe something worked that actually didn't. The same can be applied to the power of positive thinking. Your brain tricks itself to believe something works that didn't, which gives you the dopamine you need to make it happen. And also, did you know your mental and physical health are directly linked to each other? If you're stressed, you can have muscle tension, and headaches. So why would you purposely worsen your mental and physical health when you could just think positively? Now that's the logos of positive thinking. But what's the ethos? Who am I to be speaking about positive thinking? Have I been helped? Am I practicing what I preach? Yes, I too have been positively helped by thinking positively. I was on a cruise during the summer, and I was scared. I didn't want to really be there. But first, I on the first day, I was surprised. I brushed it off and continued on. But then on the second day, me and my sister we went to the teen club. At first, and I didn't. We thought we wouldn't be able to go and join any groups because they were already formed. Then because we thought we wouldn't be able to join any groups because they were already formed. But my sister encouraged me to think positively, and I ended up having a lot of fun. When I started thinking positively, old closed-up groups turned into open opportunities. When I before, so this taught me something, and now I'll teach you what I learned. Never think negatively. When you think negatively, you quickly start to overthink, and open opportunities seem to close off. This and open opportunities seem to close off. And I have something to say in case you feel bad. When you start to overthink, nobody, for example, nobody notices your mistakes. Only you do. People are too busy noticing their own mistakes to think about you. Thinking positively isn't ignoring the mistakes; it's learning from them. Now, even though I say this, some people may still find it hard to think positively. So I'll give you a reason to stay positive. First of all, whatever the mind of a man can conceive, he can believe, and believe he can achieve. This is a quote by Napoleon Hill. And another thing is thinking negatively is bad because you keep thinking about the past instead of knowing what to move forward. The third thing is behind there's science behind thinking positively, as I stated at the beginning. And I am Ian Adams Edwards, and I am a positive thinker.
Ian, great job, sir. Great job. There's a poem that I love. It says, "When you're up against the trouble, meet it squarely face to face." I love that. Keep pushing no matter what you face, and you are doing a great job. I love how you continue to push through and didn't give up. Continue to do that every time you face a challenge. I like it. Give Ian a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Show him some love for a great job. Now, moving on, we're at speaker number 7. And I want you to give a welcome, Adina Azimula. Um, She's commencing her childhood education earlier than scheduled. She's proven her ability to adapt and grasp. At the age of 13, Adina is high in confidence and quick-witted. She's a proud student of ISA Islamic School located in Georgetown, Guyana. And at her school, she's given the opportunity at the school assembly to speak on international news. I love that. I love it at the age of 13. Keep pushing with that. She's an avid reader and budding young writer. Through her genre, though her genre can vary, she's a Potterhead at heart. While she enjoys outdoor activities, she's actively involved in archery. Adina is very kind, generous, and always thinking of what other people need or want and being careful not to upset them. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for Adina. Adina, the mic is yours.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a story for you. It tells of a young girl who struggled greatly, and I mean greatly, with the subject mathematics. Can you believe that? But be honest, we've all had our fair share of struggles with math, haven't we? But this girl, she struggled to the point that she thought it was impossible. She thought that she could never pass. But there was hope for her yet, because buried beneath the mountain of negativity that sat inside her was a small flicker of hope, screaming and begging her to get up and face the fire. Weeks had passed. She was failing drastically, and the spark's pleas were rejected countless times, until it had had enough. Get up, it told her. You've worked too hard, and I mean way too hard to get where you are now. So get your sorry self up and try, now. The words got to her, as any hopeful spark's words would, and she was convinced to at least try. That very day, she went to school with a new sense of positivity inside her. When an assignment was placed before her that day, she didn't turn away in defeat. Instead, she faced it head on and emerged victorious. That's slowly but surely, as the assignments came in, she began to find it easier than ever before. That's literally why they say practice makes perfect, isn't it? But yes, eventually, she stood proudly with an A plus on her report card for math. And the fun doesn't end there, because that little girl was me 2 years ago. This is how positive thinking has changed my life. Now, I would like to speak about two famous people who have also used positive thinking to change themselves. Let's start with Rihanna, the famous singer who I'm sure we all know. Yes, Rihanna has shared messages of self-love, embracing flaws, and focusing on inner growth rather than external approval. She has consistently used her platform to encourage her followers to embrace their imperfections and be comfortable in their own skin. She has shared messages saying that true legacy and success come from personal growth rather than titles or trophies and external approval. Next, we've got Simone Biles, the popular American gymnast. Yep, Simone Biles has given numerous speeches, some of which heavily feature themes of positive thinking. While they're not always explicitly titled that, her talks consistently emphasize self-belief, overcoming challenges, and maintaining a good mental well-being. I'm telling you all of this for a reason. And that reason is because, most times we forget to focus on the good because of our negative experiences. But if we face our challenges in a positive way, we'll be able to see the good in any situation. Like this paper. This paper, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's got a few negative thoughts that I've written down on it. I don't care about it. Get rid of it. We don't want that here, okay? Because Dolly Parton once said, if you want a rainbow, you've got to put up with the rain. Something I've learned in my experience is that you can't sit in negativity forever. Trust me, it's horrible. Don't do it. If you want positive outcomes, eradicate negative thoughts completely. Throw them away, just like how I just threw that paper away. So, how can you use this powerful mindset today? Well, I've got answers right here. First, you can start by reframing your thoughts. Listen to your inner voice. Not your mom's, not your dad's, not your best friend's, your voice, okay? When you hear yourself saying, I can't do this, it's too hard, no, change it to I can't do this yet, and eventually I will get it. Yeah, the change is small, but it reminds yourself that you're still learning. Secondly, you can start by visualizing your success. Take a few minutes each day to imagine yourself achieving a goal. It can be anything, from finishing a game to winning a race and acing a test. Lastly, you can start by practicing gratitude. Spend a few minutes each day writing down a few things you're thankful for. Like what I've done here. My family, my friends, my teachers, and my original stories. Okay? Once you start using positive thinking, you're gonna see it at work. Please, please, please let it be known that positive thinking, it doesn't mean you don't notice bad things in life. It means you try to find a solution in a productive way. Can you type in the chat for me? We find solutions in productive ways? Thank you, if you actually did it. Well, start today. Use positive thinking and watch how it'll change you and your world. Once again, Adina Azimula, signing off.
Ooh, that's fire. That's definitely some fire right there. Adina, great job. I love it because her self-talk wasn't all gentle and nicety. It was like, get up. What are you doing? I like it because sometimes you have to be tough, have some tough love on yourself to remind you that you got to keep going no matter what. You can't give up now. You come too far. So I love that, Adina. Great job. And then something that she did was she talked about writing down those negative thoughts and she ripped it up. It reminds me of a technique where you write all the negative things down, you ball it up, tear it up, whatever it is, and you drop it in fire and just let it go. Let it go. Be like Elsa and let it go. But I'll encourage you because we have kids on here. Do that around with supervision. It's not always smart to play with fire without parents around. As somebody who lit a firecracker in the house one time, we had bad results. It's not always a great thing to do. So always do that in the supervision with the supervision of an adult. But man, Adina, you lit it up. Loved it. Great job. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is Malik. Please give your attention as we introduce a young student who brings curiosity, personality, and a growing sense of confidence to everything he does. Malik is 12 years old. He's learning, exploring, and building skills that help shape his future. He understands the learning takes effort, and he is proud of the progress he makes. And even when it takes time, he's always in the process. Outside of school, Malik enjoys gaming and editing, which allow him to be creative, focused, and expressive. Malik believes in positive thinking and becoming the best version of himself. Ladies and gentlemen, his journey is still at the beginning, but his dedication, attitude, and determination already show a bright path ahead. Please give a round of applause for Malik. Mr. Malik, the mic is yours.
The power of positive thinking. Today, I'm going to talk about something that seems kind of simple, but actually changes a lot about life. Positive thinking. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. So, you're saying we're just going to be happy all the time? No, that's not what I mean. Positive thinking isn't just about acting like everything's perfect. It's more like choosing to see the good side even when stuff's probably kind of going wrong. Like, have you ever had one of those days where everything just go downhill? You wake up late, you can't find your other shoe, forgot your homework, and then at lunch, the final one, you spill juice all over yourself. That literally happened to me once. I just sat there like, yeah, this day's done. Wrap it up. But here's something I have to say. You can change your emotions instantly. Here's why. Later, my friend told me this super funny joke, and I laughed so hard I almost forgot all the bad stuff. Then I had realized my whole day wasn't actually ruined. I just needed to notice the good parts instead of only looking at the bad. That's what positive thinking does. It changes how you see things. It doesn't just magically make everything perfect, but it helps you focus on what's good so you don't get stuck on what's bad. So, why is positive thinking even important? Well, first, it helps us believe in ourselves. Like, if you fail a test, you could think, I'm just dumb, I'll never get this. Or you could think, okay, I didn't do good this time, but if I study harder, I'll definitely do better next time. Which one's better? Obviously, the second one. Because at least you're giving yourself another chance instead of just giving up. Positive thinking also helps with stress. When we think negatively, every problem feels 10 times bigger. But when we think positively, we start to see solutions instead of just problems. For example, if you lose a game, instead of saying, I'm terrible, you could say, I'll practice more and win next time. Not only does that mindset feel better, but it actually helps you improve. Here's something interesting. Studies have shown that people who think more positively tend to be healthier and even live longer. That's because your mind and your body are connected. When you're positive, you're less stressed, you sleep better, and you have more energy to do things that you enjoy. Now, I'm not saying you should ignore your feelings or pretend everything's okay when it's not. Everyone has bad days. Positive thinking is more about how you react to those days. You can't control everything that happens, but you can control how you respond. Let me give you another example. There was this time I was super nervous for a big presentation. My brain was like, you're gonna mess up. Everyone's gonna laugh. But then I stopped and thought, wait, what if I actually do good? What if people genuinely like it? That one small thought changed how I felt. I still had nerves, but I also had confidence. And guess what? It went great. So, here's something you can try. The next time something bad happens, find one good thing about it. Maybe you learned something. Maybe someone helped you. Or maybe it just made a funny story for later. Whatever it is, focus on that instead of the bad part. And remember, positive thinking doesn't mean you just ignore problems. It means you face them with the belief that you can handle them. It's never always easy, but the more you practice it, the more natural it starts to feel. You start catching yourself when you tend to think negatively, and you learn to turn those thoughts around. That's when you start noticing the real change in life. To wrap this up, I want you to think about this quote by Winston Churchill. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity, but an optimist sees every opportunity in every difficulty. So, the next time you have a rough day or things don't go as planned, try to be the optimist. Find that small bit of good. Because once you start doing that, you'll notice your days feel better, you'll handle challenges easier, and honestly, life just becomes a lot better. I thank you. And again, my name is Malik Price.
Malik, great job, sir. Well done. Love that. Man, he touched on a couple of things. One, I like what he said. He said he didn't, it wasn't that he wasn't afraid. He just kept going regardless of the fear, right? So important pieces, feel the fear and do it anyway. Then I like what he talked about. He talked about preparation, right? Regardless of what his mind was telling him, he knew that if he prepared, he could pull something off that other people thought he couldn't do. So I love that, Mr. Malik. Great job, sir. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Our 8 speakers for today. I mean, that is awesome. I mean, whoo. Give them a round of applause. Show some love for these awesome speakers we had here today. This is great, man. This is beautiful. So now it's time. Now it is time for us to bring in you, the audience, for the People Choice Award. It's your moment to shine as the audience. You get to play a huge part in this. You get to select and say, hey, this person inspired me. This person really moved me. This person provided me with some nuggets I didn't even expect to get today. This person can teach me any day. I love it. So, with that, you can choose your favorite presenter. You have Malaysia, Abigail, Asia, Ian, Jaden, Dario, Adina, and Malik all had a great presentation to share with you today. All dropped some nuggets, some bombs to move forward today. So you get to decide which one of these young orators moved and inspired you. The competitor who earns The audience's vote will receive a whopping 100 uh, plus bonus points added to their final score. That's right. Your vote can shift the entire scoreboard. So participate and make your voice count. So let me give you time to think it for a second and just select the speaker that moved you. So as we work through this, I want to ask you, type in the chat some things that you learned today, some nuggets that you're going to walk away with, some what inspiring message can you walk away with today that can help you move forward? Maybe even share with your own children or the students or those in the community. I think it's very important to understand that what this whole process is showing you is that life is bigger than just you. It's a bigger piece. You just play a small piece in this. And it's something that someone talked a little earlier. They brought up Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. One of the things I loved about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was that he said, I believe we will get to the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I believe we will get there. And what he was saying was, be prepared to know that you may not be in the final picture. Be prepared to know that what you're doing today, you may not see the end product, but you play a major role. And even though you may not get there with everybody else, the inspiration, the empowerment, the training, the coaching, all that you do in this life will play a huge piece in creating that big picture. So I think it's important to understand that life is bigger than us. And that's why we do what we do every day in striving to become better, striving to become that person we were designed to become. What we're doing right now isn't where we're supposed to end up in life. This is just a part of the process. And the process requires you to develop yourself. The process requires you to empower others and inspire others. The process is for you to be the example that people need in their life. I had an opportunity to speak at the National Black Coalition of Federal Aviation Employees, and I had the audience share their mantra with me, their life mantra. And one that I was inspired by was the young lady said, a child can't be what a child can't see. So at some point, we've got to represent that as leaders. We've got to be able to show them how to move forward in life. And what I like about these young ladies and gentlemen is that they're at a point in life where they can inspire their classroom, they can inspire their teachers, they can inspire many people in their community along the way. But more importantly, I want them to understand that it doesn't matter what your age is, you have the ability to teach somebody something new from a different perspective. And that's what you're doing each time you speak, each time you stand up in front of the classroom, each time you walk through the hallway, each time you greet somebody. It's very important to understand that you are leaders and you just keep doing what you're doing on a daily basis. So with that, I want to move to our next speaker. We've got the votes tallying up, and let me make sure it's clear to go ahead and move forward. And Ms. Nikki is okay. So is this the final order for the? Can we bring the judges on, or Ms. Nikki Gerard on to explain what she's typed here for me?
Yes, I am here. Hi. Okay, so what we are going to be doing next, we have a special guest, Dr. Eric Kelly. I don't think he's here in the room as yet, but we are going to take a moment and just play an ad for Global Kids Speak so you all can have an idea of what it is about. And then we're going to invite the mentors and the students to just come on and you can just ask them some questions while we meet with the judges and tally up. So allow
Okay.
me a moment.
I thought in the chat, I thought she was giving me some guidance. I apologize.
Oh, the judges will come and read the results as soon as it's available.
Excuse me, sorry. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Imagine your child standing confidently in front of a room full of people, their voice clear, their message powerful, and their future bright. Now think about the cost of building that confidence. Dance classes, $1,000. Music, 1,200. Soccer, 750. These are great skills. But what about the skill to speak, to lead, and to inspire? At Global Kids Speak, we believe every child deserves a chance to find their voice. Our public speaking course is not only transformative, it's affordable at just $500 per year. That's less than half the cost of most extracurricular activities. Your child's voice matters. Their future depends on it. Give them the tools to shine, not just on stage, but in life. Enroll today and let their voice change the world.
Awesome. Thank you. It's really a great program. You've seen the examples of their work, the mentors, and all that they've done, the effort that they put in. Um, if I could ask for the mentors to come on and share, a little bit of why they do what they do, it would be great for the audience to see because you guys have done some great work. You do great work with adults and in the community, but what you do with these young men and women, the product that you just put forth for everybody to see has been great. Is Andrea, are you and Eric and Charlene available? That's okay. We can catch it some other time, but I can tell you, send everybody to the website. If we can type the website in the chat for everybody to see, that'll be great. Mr. Eric, thank you for joining me, sir. Got
Pleasure.
all the speakers. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all, man. Malaysia, Asia, Jaden, man, you did a great job presenting. You want to share with the audience, sir, what the vision is here and why you do what you do?
I'm a firm believer that the future begins now. So when I was asked to be a part of this wonderful program of Global Kids Speak, it was automatically an honor because the goal is to help shape the future, to help these young men and women to be able to articulate themselves, to be confident about what they're saying, to become better communicators. And as I think we all saw today, it's a successful, great program. I mean, you think about it, you got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds talking and communicating better than we see a lot of adults communicating nowadays.
Yes.
And if you've ever really tried to public speak, you realize that it's not the easiest thing in the world because your nerves get a hold of you. You start second guessing yourself. You try to think more about what you're about to say than what you're saying. So it's really a skill and a craft. And I believe that the goal is to help these young men and women to perfect the craft of communicating.
Yeah, so you're doing a great job, and I can tell you, seeing it firsthand, where faces get red and the neck
Right.
gets red, and they're sweating, and they only have to speak for just a couple of seconds, and they're just the mind of what I call getting stuck in mental quicksand. gets them to the point where they're just freaking out over that. But they did a great job today. Um, this is your team here, correct?
These are all the students. Yes.
These are all the students. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, you all did a great job. If you were nervous, we couldn't see it, right? You did an awesome job. Congratulations on all the work you've done. Can somebody share with me what the biggest challenge for you was with this process? Go ahead, Mr. Malik.
My biggest challenge was probably memorizing the speech when I first wrote it.
Okay, got you. Yeah, that can be a tough one going over it so many different times, and then you probably wanted to change it in your mind also as well, right? Abigail, talk to me a little bit about your story. As again, I've mentioned to you, you remind me of my favorite poem, Unstoppable or Unconquerable, Invictus. Talk to me a little bit about your journey and how you maintain that mindset of moving forward and overcoming fear.
So, ever since I was younger, as I said in my speech, I've been sickly, but I didn't let it get me down.
Okay,
And how was able to get through that was through the help of people around me. You
nice.
can't do it. This is one thing. There is nothing one person can achieve on their own with no help. There is
Okay,
nothing that is what you can go through without any moral support. You
yeah,
may start it, but at one point you'll start to drop. If you don't, if you're alone, like to say, if you're alone in a situation where you need help, like so for say example, you're in a puzzle and it's a two-person puzzle. You cannot you cannot be the only person in a two-person puzzle to achieve the victory. You can't, so that is saying you need help. Help, not to say if you're doing anything, you need someone to always be there to look over, but
right.
you need someone as moral support.
I
That's how
like
I my problems.
I like it. You can't do this alone. No matter how much you believe you can, it's always great to have help. Somebody can guide you. There was one in here, Jaden. Mr. Jaden, you do quite a bit, my man, and I love it. Love it. So talk to me, if you talk to a lot of adults, they go to work and they go home, and then they talk about not having time. Talk to me a little bit about how you would share your how you manage your time.
How I manage my time. I would one plan a lot. Planning is important. Without it, you don't know what you would do first and how you would do it. So my advice for managing your time is to just plan and make sure you hit those deadlines.
Okay. I like it. I like it because sometimes you got to give some things up as well, right? You just got to manage the time a little bit smarter. One of the scriptures I like is Nehemiah 6:3, who said, I can't get distracted right now. It's not verbatim, just trust me. But it talks about not allowing yourself to be distracted, staying focused on the goals. I love that. We have Miss Charlene Clark joining us. Miss Clark, thank you for what you're doing as well. Can you share with us a little bit about your vision and why you do what you do with this program?
I believe in the kids. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining and listening to our powerful voices. I believe in the kids, and our children have voices. You see, oftentimes, and this is something that I always say, oftentimes as adults, we ask our children to be quiet without giving them the opportunity to speak up. Global Kids Speak is that space for them not just to speak, but to learn when, how, why to speak. And so today you saw a presentation from the children who have powerful voices were given the stage to share their voices, and not just to share their voices, but to help to motivate those and inspire those who were listening. So I do this because not just as a mother, as a parent, but as an adult who believe in children. They say children are the future, but we have to remember that children are our present. And if they are presently with us, in order to create a better future, we have to engage them in the presence rather than just to sit down and say, hey, the children are the future, yet we're muting them. What kind of future then would we have if we're muting our children? And so today, I hope you enjoyed the program. I hope you enjoyed what you've heard, because there is more to come. These children, they are not only the future, they are the present, and they are taking it to the world. Thank you for listening.
Ooh, we dropped the mic on that one. Who done? Who done? I loved it. Thank you very much for sharing that. I want to, if you don't mind, if we've still got a little time, I just want to talk to a couple of the other speakers. If I'd have known you about to give us, man, I'd have let you go last. I love it though. I love it. Thank you so much for all you're doing, you and Eric both. Adina, loved your message. Loved how you presented the mindset. Talk to me a little bit about what you read.
Well, I mainly like fantasy books like Percy Jackson, Heroes of Olympus, Harry Potter, and if you ask me, I will go on and on till your ears pop off.
Got you. I love it. I love it because not many people find time to read or sit down nowadays. I told you I mentioned that I mentor and coach high school students, and I look at them. I bring books for them and ask them what they're reading, and they don't read. So I encourage you to continue that whole process. Asia, talk to me a little bit about your story.
I wanted to just mix more like kind of personal stuff into the story so it could be more relatable, instead of like just like what you usually hear from most presenters.
Well, you did a great job. Thank you so much. And Mr. Ian, sir, I want to tell you, you did a great job. Stumbling, pausing. You did a great job fighting and continuing through it. I think it's great. Sometimes our equipment kind of interferes with things. We get things lost on the screen. We forget our thoughts, and you did a great job, sir. I commend you, and again, I think your mindset is awesome. Tell me a little bit about what you do to keep moving forward during your challenges.
Well, what I do to keep moving on during challenges is I just like why like my mindset is you have to move on. You have to continue to go. There's no reason to stop.
I like it. I like it. And who's a big influence in your life?
Um, my mom, my sister, like just all the people around me.
I love it. I love it. I have a big connection with my mom as well. Malaysia, tell me a little bit about your story. What is it that you strive to do when you create your story?
Mm, I want to like, for me, it's just showing people like who had cancer, like different types of cancer, they can do anything, and not just because people say, "Oh, this is what happened to you." Just push through and become even better than they are.
Yeah, I found your story just as well. Unstoppable, unconquerable mindset. I love it. Just keep pushing. Like you said, you never know what can be. So keep pushing because you're becoming a better version of you no matter what every day, and you are a light in everybody's eyes as well as all the others. And Mr. Dario, sir, love your mindset. Love your way you put yourself in a position to grow. Tell me a little bit about who you who you find yourself admiring on the court, and who do you how do you place yourself in positions to become better?
Well, to become better, I have been practicing days on end since the beginning of this year. Every day I've just been practicing, practicing, practicing because I'm not very big. I didn't know basketball is a sport that requires a lot of size. So as a smaller person, I have to work twice as hard as people who have that biological advantage on me. And then admiration wise, right now I don't admire any one specific player, but I have been looking at a player named Tyrese Maxey. He's also short, but he's one of the most impactful players on his team, if not the most. And I strive to be like him. Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. Thank you all. You are awesome speakers. You guys are future leaders, and I'm sure you're leading in your classroom now, but there are some great things to come. Thank you very much. Uh, Eric or Miss Clark, is there anything you want to leave before we go? Nope, we're good to
I'm I'm
go.
I'm sitting here and I'm just taking in this whole visual right now. And I'm realizing that how amazing is it on a Saturday morning at 9:30 in the morning that you can get this particular group of individuals, this small sector of the world together to create such magic.
I love it.
Young people, Saturday mornings, young people, what do? They sleep. So again, if we think about the future is very bright. And I
Yes, yes.
hope that everybody that's watching can take that in and see the same thing that I see, just the miracle of this moment.
Oh, love it. Thank you, sir. And to answer your question, how do we get everybody together? It's called Global Kids Speak Oratory Competition. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. I applaud you all. If we can get our chief judge in and provide the results, and then we're going to move into our speaker, Dr. Kelly, following the results. Mr. Raw, can you join us, please? Okay. So she's not ready. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and take a look at our next speaker who is coming in. And so, with a career spanning over 60 years, Dr. Kelly is a world-renowned abstract expressionist artist, visionary business leader, author, humanitarian, and founder of the Black Business Network. His bold, expressive work promotes world peace and human connection, while his groundbreaking platforms empower entrepreneurs around the globe. A creative force and tireless advocate for global unity, this is the incomparable Dr. Eric A.W. Kelly. I love it. I love it. It's just something about Eric being on the screen today that I'm really enjoying. Dr. Kelly, are you available? So we're working on two things. We're going to be bringing Dr. Kelly to you. Please do me a favor, audience. If you can type in the chat what you're going to walk away with today. Again, show me some love. Tell me who you chose as your I can get it out. I get it. People's choice candidate. Here we are. Hey, good day, sir.
Good
Thank
day,
you for
good
joining.
day, good day. Hey, awesome job, man. Awesome job.
Thank you.
Watching you flow and making the people feel good and comfortable. Awesome job. You and Sean, the motivator, you guys are awesome. But I also want to say to Andrea Harris of Global Kids Speaks, she is just doing you know, what's on her heart. A lot of times people are doing work and you don't really talk about them. But I want to celebrate her right now. I want everybody to take a moment and think about the great work that she's doing with these kids, because these kids, they are our future. When you begin to think about the average age on the planet right now, the average age on the planet right now is 27. Africa is 14, but America is 27, Europe is 29, Australia is 28. These kids that we're talking to today, these voices that we're hearing today are voices of the future.
Yes, sir. I love it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'll let you go ahead and have the mic and finish this out. Thank you for all those kind words.
And again, thank you so very much for introducing me. You know, I run the Black Business Network. It's a global network. It reaches out to over 200 countries. And of course, the Global Kids Speaks group have been moderators on our platform. But before I talk about that, I want to talk a little bit about today. Today we gather to celebrate something powerful, something that lives inside each of us, the power of speaking. I want you to think about that for a minute. The power of speaking. It's a force that can open doors, build bridges, and it lights pathways not imagined, possible. And today, each representative, each speaker has reminded us of a different part of that power. Malaysia shows us the strength of global connection. Her presence reminds us that our voices can reach across cultures, continents, proving that communication unites us no matter where we come from. Abigail represents confidence and identity. She stands as a reminder that when we speak our truth clearly, boldly, unapologetically, we show the world who we are and what we stand for. Asia embodies creativity and expression. Her voice transforms ideas into stories, thoughts into meanings, and imagination into something real and inspiring. Ian teaches us the importance of problem solving, thought through thoughtful words. He shows how discussion can spark solutions and open perspective. Jaden represents leadership. His voice reflects courage, directions, and willingness to guide others toward a shared vision. Dario stands for influence and persuasion. He reminds us that when we speak with purpose, we can inspire change in hearts and motivate others to act. And of course, Adina symbolized the gift of healing. Her calm, thoughtful communication shows us that speaking can, you know, comfort, soothe, and strengthen those around us. Malik represents opportunity. His voice reflects possibilities, the idea that every conversation, every word spoken with intention can open doors to friendship, dreams, and new futures. Together, each one of these speakers, they are more than words. They're more than thoughts. They are impact. They connect. They present growth. They show power. So let us continue to bravely, truthfully, and with purpose, celebrate these young speakers as they have done an outstanding job today as they continue their careers with Global Kids Speaks. And again, the Black Business Network truly enjoys each time that the kids come. And of course, this year we're going to be doing 12 months again on our network. And for those of you, those speakers, young speakers who want to continue to bridge that gap, to continue to look at their future in this speaking game, please not only consider but be a part of us again this year. And to Andre Harris, again, I want to say, outstanding job, beautiful job. It is what we needed. My great grandfather used to say that what you're looking for is looking for you. And he always would say, if you don't value your value, then your value is not valuable. That's what I want to leave all of the speakers with today. But more importantly, the audience, we want you to support these young people. We want you to find them on their social media. Follow them from now until they become the great speakers that they're going to be. And again, as my mama always say to me each and every morning, what is your day going to be like? What are you going to do to impact the lives of somebody? And I hope something that I've said impacts the lives not only of the young speakers, but the world. And again, thank you so very much.
Oh, Dr. Kelly, I just need you to repeat that one more time for me. If you don't value your value, what?
If you don't value your value, then your value will not be valuable.
Boom. I
You got to
love
think
that.
about, you really got to think about that because our value are these kids. And if we don't value them, they will not be valuable. Because at the end of the day, what they're getting is so much AI and so much social media and so much television and so much what I call the number one pressure, peer pressure. And when you
Yes.
listen to a young man, and one of the young men was talking about he's small in terms of stature as a basketball player. And then when you think about you still just a young man. I, re-
Mm.
I remember when I was coming up, I was 5'3" until my senior year in high school. Then I was 6'3". And oh, did the game change from 5'3" to 6'3". But the important part was I was preparing the whole time. So I'm saying to that young man, don't worry about your height. Just keep preparing and getting your skill level up so high until when you get there, you're able to perform.
There it is. As as if I can quote the famous Gap band, you just dropped the bomb on me.
Well, Eric, you're doing a great job, man. Like I said earlier, you know, I was back in the back watching what you were doing and talking to Andrea. It is not easy to be the motivator or easy to be the conduit for the work that you're doing. And a lot of times people miss that part, but you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you
And to,
much.
and to everybody, thank you so very much for allowing me to come on the platform to say a few words about these young giants, um, having the opportunity to say something to the world again. As you read earlier, I'm about world peace. I'm a humanitarian. I'm an artist. But more important, I'm a person that cares for the young people because the Black Business Expo gives out scholarships to kids to go to college, from high school to actually go to college. That's been my mantra since 1989, to
Wow.
give scholarships to kids who are in high school. And so when I reach out and see organizations doing great things that you guys are doing, not only do I celebrate it, more importantly, I champion it because it's anything that I can do to help these kids get where they want to go. I'm all for it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you much, sir. And before I get fired at the end of this, I want to turn it over
That's good.
turn it over to Miss Andrea Adams as well as Miss Nikki Gerard so they can present the results. And then I'll let everybody know that the results will be published on Global Kids Speak platform before the end of the day. But we want to bring in our chief judge and, of course, Miss excuse me, Andrea Adams. They're coming. They are coming, ladies and gentlemen. They are coming. They are ready to give you the results of this event that they are so happy to see. There, I mean, just think about it. Proud parents, right? We see our children perform, and you're like, oh, Hercules, Hercules. It's just a beautiful thing.
Lordy, lordy.
Here we go. Got Dr. Cheryl Smith joining us. We got Miss Nikki Gerard. And we are missing one. She was on here earlier, but she will join us soon. Well, we come to the final part there, Miss Andrea Adams.
Yes, we are. And I am quite excited. We just have some things to kinks sort out as it relates to the final scoring, but I would not take that shine. That was the job of the judges, so I will allow them the opportunity to be able to speak. I see we have Miss Rhonda Stansbury, the Bolita Princess here. Rhonda.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes.
Good
can.
morning. Good morning. First of all, I would just like to say thank you so much. This has been a blessed day. Every day that we rise is a blessing. I thoroughly enjoyed the children, young adults speaking. As a professional musician, sometimes we have to do things extemporaneously. And I loved Jaden, the way he expressed himself. I told Andrea it was like listening to a musician, a jazz musician, and they just spoke from their heart, and it was unrehearsed. And I really enjoyed each and every child that spoke. Jaden just hit my heart. And because it was so positive, and in our climate of today, that is something that we need to instill in everybody to stay positive. And I always remind myself to live each day as if it were my last. And this was extremely wonderful for me this morning. And I am glad to have had the opportunity to listen to these young people because I do believe that they have some bright futures ahead of them.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We totally agree with you. Glad to have you joining us. Dr. Cheryl, was there anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, I'd like to say it was an awesome morning just listening to these kids, the up and coming professionals who will become the speakers of tomorrow. Being able to articulate at this level and not even be shy or anything, but just go ahead and get the message out. And they all brought something different to the table in terms of confidence and willingness to take a chance and to understand life and the difference between positivity and negativity, and how you could overcome these challenges and be successful. So I appreciated the opportunity to be invited to be a part of the forum. Thank you.
Glad to have you as well. Thank you for those kind words. And now, drum roll, please, as we move to the Chief Judge, Ms. Nikki Gerard.
Thank you so much. And first of all, I want to congratulate every participant today. You were all so fabulous. You had me on the edge of my seat. The way that you were expressing yourself, the pauses that you put in there, the powerful, powerful messages that you had for all of us. And you know what? It resonated, and you are all moving up in terms of your expression and learning your personal gifts. And one thing that I want to remind you of is of a secret that even some adults don't even know. Do you want to know the secret? If I see a heart in the chat, at least one heart, I will tell you what the secret is. Do you want to know? I don't know. Let me see them. But in the meantime, a few things. When we want to, oh my goodness, look at the hearts coming through. Oh my goodness. That means that everybody is on the edge of their seat wanting to find out what this secret is. Do you want to know? Okay. All right. Listen up. This is so simple. I have heard people talking today about struggle and how difficult everything can be. And you know what? I am here to tell you the secret that it is not. Nope, I'm sorry. I don't mean to step on anybody's toes, but we all have a perspective from what we have learned in life from family, friends, society, marketing. Those Nike shoes, you want them, don't you? Have you not seen those commercials? And all of a sudden you think, oh, I want those Nike shoes, Ma. Can I have those shoes? Oh, hey, can I work for those shoes, right? Makes you go, wow. you know what? You have the wow inside of you. That is what most people never understand. And you know what? The younger you are, the more you know that is true. The older people had gotten, they had forgotten. And so, do you want to know the best way to remember who you are? Hearts in the chat if you want to know. It's part of the secret. Want part of the secret part 2? I got to get the hearts, man. I got so many hearts last time. Wait, there's one. Oh, come on. I think, a few more. Okay, you know what? If I get a couple more, I'll give you part 2 of the secret. Part 2. Oh, I think I got enough hearts. Part 2. Be on the edge of your seat and listen up. Part 2. When you have a goal in mind, all you have to do is a little bit of alignment. What do we have to match up for us to reach our goal? Well, what is the end goal that we would like to achieve? So let's say we'd like to win a trophy in our sport, or we want to win an award with our music or our creativity or academics in school or something like that, or volunteer work. We were recognized for that. If there's something that we would like, we use our imagination, so we're using our mind. We're using our third eye, which is our energy, which is our happiness, which is what we feel when we feel joy and gratitude. And oh my goodness, the excitement. That's the secret. When you put emotion into what you want to manifest and you picture it in your mind, just like a movie, and you feel the emotion, excited like you have already received it. How excited are you if you already received that award? You've already said, hey, Ma, guess what? I just found out I won. Hey, guess what? I just achieved this amazing goal that I've been working long hours to achieve because I've been working to better myself, seeing what can I improve to move forward. So we visualize. In our energy, we feel it as if we already achieved it, and we believe in our heart that everything that needs to happen for us to be able to manifest it will happen as long as we have this alignment. And then we take the action steps from where we are to where we know we want to end up with our manifestation. So we already feel it like we already got it. And then we go, oh, there's 3 steps to get there. Let me get to it. And so you visualize in your mind every day. You feel into your heart with gratitude, joy, and appreciation for what you've already received. Because that creates the energy that goes to the universe. And the universe is a mirror, and it mirrors back to you the energy and intention you have in your heart, your mind, and your energy. It creates a frequency, and just like a radio station, you tune in to exactly what you want to achieve. And then here in this reality, you take those steps and you stay consistent every day. And I guarantee you, triple guarantee you that you will succeed. And you know what? Ask Andrea for my email. When you do, every time you succeed at a goal, I want an email, and I want hearts, and I want to know every detail. If you want, you can do it speech style, like an essay. It'll be beautiful. But you know what? You have it inside of yourself. And I will tell you, you are never in competition with anybody else. You know why? Because the magic starts with you. And when you radiate that high vibrational energy, positive mindset, beautiful energy, compassion for everyone, cooperation, and you bring your message from your heart, what you're passionate about, you will succeed. And you know how you can get into that beautiful moment so easily? You think of something that you did that gave you so much joy. You go into nature, sit in nature. It grounds us naturally. Don't think of anything or think of everything. Just breathe. The more that we feel into our body, the less we are in our mind. And so when we know in our mind what we want, we trust in our heart we can do it, and our energy is in that high vibration each and every time, and take those actions, and you will do it. And I want an email. So you guys email Andrea. She'll make sure you get my email. So can I get some hearts if you love all these secrets of how you can manifest? And like I said, you're not in competition with anyone else. Every day you take one little step towards everything you want. Even if you improve just 1% every day, how much is that in a month? This is what I call compounding progress. So it's like a snowball that starts off slow, but guess what? If you keep putting the energy in and you keep turning that ball, not hard to turn the ball, right? Do it downhill, man. That's so much easier. Don't do it uphill. Come on. Go with the flow, right? Energy flows where your focus goes. So even if things around you look like that, right? Remember that it's what's inside of you, and the frequency you put out will be mirrored back to you. So instead of focusing on what looks, right? Focus on where you're going, what you're working towards, and take those steps each and every day, and you will increase your progress. You will work faster, remember more, retain things, and your performance in anything and everything that you do will be brilliant, because you are speaking from your heart, you are congruent in alignment, and you are sending that beautiful energy out that will be mirrored back to you. So with that, I want to leave you all with such a beautiful message of just how amazing you are. And our young people are the future. You are the ones that will be making decisions. You are the ones that will be sending out messages. You are the ones that will be cooperating with each other, globally, to help raise people's spirits, to help uplift people and help them to understand, to love themselves, and just take a step each and every day. Look at what can I do? One little thing today that will improve how fast I run, or how well I'm articulating my words. Could I watch an expert speak and learn a little bit more of that? What can I do today just to move the needle just a little bit? And if I am consistent each and every day, guaranteed I will achieve. So you're never competing with anyone. You are only growing into the beautiful version of yourself, and loving yourself and accepting yourself today, and knowing tomorrow you're a new you. You're an improved you, because you keep taking those steps. And so today's results, although everyone deserves first prize, because you know what? You're speaking your truth. And everyone is at their own pace, from their own experiences, And we all have our own beautiful gifts. And so when we can look at things that, hey, we can improve in this, it doesn't mean we're a failure. Anytime that we have to do something again, it's just an opportunity for us to take a deeper look at what we can work on to improve. It reminds us of areas we can improve, but there's always beautiful gifts we always have. And so again, reflect on those beautiful things that are within you. And when you speak from the heart, you never have to worry about what people think, because your message will resonate. Just like when you send that frequency to the universe and it comes back to you. Well, when you speak to your audience like that, and you bring that passion, and you bring that excitement, and you uplift them, that means that you are resonating with them. And that means that they are going to mirror that love back. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Just take one step at a time and keep on going. And you will uplift yourself and continue to love yourself more and more and more as you take those steps. So for the results today, please go to globalkidspeak.com and just give it some time, because as judges, we were so excited. I think that we might have missed a dot or two of like, oh, did we submit that right? So we just want to make sure we got all our I's dotted, our T's crossed, because you know what? We love you all. And like I said, if it was my way, I'd be giving everyone first place for everything, because everybody is equal. We're just in our own journey. And our journey could be music. It could be sports. It could be writing. I don't know if you guys know, but I've been involved in 7 different books, and I'm about to drop my solo book. And 5 times I hit international bestseller. I've always wanted to be a bestseller ever since I was a kid. I wrote poetry, and now I'm writing articles in so many #1 magazines and books, and I'm a speaker and a podcast host, and I run groups to inspire people and things like that. So we can do anything and everything that we put our mind to. Just decide the goal, figure out which steps you need to take to get there, and align your mind, your heart, and your energy, and allow the universe to mirror all of that back to you. And you'll find the people you need to speak to, the opportunities that need to just drop in your lap, and you feel like, wow, I'm the luckiest person. What that is called, this is science. What that is called is synchronicity. That means that you are vibrating at that beautiful high vibration, and the universe is saying, woo, you really mean it. I'm going to reflect that right back to you. Here you go. The universe doesn't judge. It just mirrors back what you're sending out. So if there's something around you that you're not liking, change the frequency. Raise it up. Be in gratitude for exactly where you are right now, because you're at the stage of learning continuously. We always learn. It doesn't stop when you stop school. I will tell you that right now. I've been studying this stuff for over 40 years, and I learn so much every day. So always be curious. Always want to learn more. Always want to take that next little step to improve yourself. And I know I've been talking a lot here, and I just get so excited. And I just want to thank Andrea for starting all of this and everybody that's involved. I'm not going to go through all the names because it'll take forever, but you guys know who you are. You do an amazing job when we all come together here and host such a beautiful performance of all our young people speaking from the heart and showing us that one step at a time we can uplift ourselves, and in the process we inspire others. So congratulations to everyone. And again, the results today, a little bit later, go to globalkidspeak.com. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Nikki. Thank you. That's wow. Empowering words, great message. Thank you for dropping those golden nuggets for all of us, not just the global speakers, but all of us on the in the audience today. Thank you much. And I'll bring in Miss Andrea. You have anything you'd like to share?
For today, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you here, the listening audience. Thank you all so much. Man, the parents, you are all amazing. The work that you put in, the support that you give to the kids. Of course, the stars of today, each and every one of you, all eight of you are stars. Do not even be bothered about the scores and the results. They are going to come, but each and every one of you, you're so amazing. I love you all. It's because of you I keep doing this. Coach Eric, I'm sure Coach Charlene, both of you, I'm sure you've had your opportunity to just share your heart and how you felt. Am I correct? I was busy behind the scenes getting stuff done. I hope they were able to get their
Oh yeah.
moment.
They dropped some
Great.
bombs and some nuggets and mics.
They're amazing, amazing coaches. For those of you listening in, I encourage you to just sign your kids up. It's an amazing community. We have great support. Dr. Kelly is always here supporting Eric. I just can't say Eric anymore, but Eric Collier, I hope I call your name, pronounce your name correctly. Thank
Yes.
you so much for saying yes. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everyone, anyone that I've missed out. Please, I've not done it deliberately. Thank you so much for your support.
Andrea, could I say like one or two sentences?
Sure.
Okay. This program, I will say I've been around, okay, this whole time. I've seen everything, how it's evolved, how it's grown. And I can attest firsthand, I have seen all these young people grow and expand in their ability to communicate, express themselves. And I mean, come on. Look at the show today. I mean, we had some rock stars on the stage today. They were dropping mics all over the place. Hearts were going flying everywhere. I mean, I couldn't even keep up. So, congratulations, everyone. You did such an amazing job. And yeah, for any parents, if you've got any other kids, I'm telling you, this program is it's the golden standard as far as I'm concerned. I've seen a lot of programs. This is the golden standard. If you want your child to be able to like just knock it out of the ballpark, but I'm not just talking about speeches. I'm talking about in their heart, in their mind, and in their growth each and every day, the pride they have in themselves, the confidence they have within themselves, the love they have for themselves, and the compassion and empathy that grows. It is beautiful. So if you've ever for 1 second thought, you know what, I want my child to start growing in those ways from the inside out without competition, it's with compassion, it's with empathy, and with expression of the heart. If you've ever wondered, what would this be like? Your child is going to beam. They're going to be so excited. They're going to be just like so excited for every step and every word that they write and every word that they express in their beautiful message. And I mean, look at the achievements of all our young people today. I mean, holy moly, this is incredible. So please, please take a look at this program, because I'm telling you, I know Andrea and I know her heart, and I know that she has put her heart and soul into this program and into everybody she chooses to come on board to judge and to work with the young people. So please believe me when I say the integrity level and compassion and heart that is in this program and everything that is involved in it is compassion all the way. Your child will be in beautiful, beautiful hands. Thank you, Andrea, for giving me the opportunity to just watch you blossom and all the young people blossom and just be a part of our beautiful panel of judges and panel of young people that are just rocking it. Thank you, everyone. You just make my heart sing, and I'm just so excited for all of you.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Thank you. I appreciate it. Eric, the mic is yours. Close us off.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. This has been just an awesome event. Man, I'm really exciting, overwhelmed with all of the just messages that came through. I want to leave the audience as well as our global speakers and potential leaders with something that touches on what Mr. Rohr touched on. And it's a poem titled Equipped, and I'll just leave you with this real quick. Every day you wake up, you must choose greatness over mediocrity. That's what you must choose. And it's going to help. This poem is going to help you remember this. It goes like this. Figure it out for yourself, my lad. You've all that the greatest of men have had. 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes, and a brain to use if you would be wise. With your equipment, they all begin. So start for the top and say, I can. Look them over, the wise and great. They take their food from a common plate. With similar knives and forks they use, with similar laces they tie their shoes. Yet the world considers them brave and smart, but you've all they had when they made their start. You can triumph and come to skill. You can be great if only you will. You're well equipped for what fight you choose. You have legs and arms and a brain to use. And a man who has risen with great deeds to do, begin his life with no more than you. But you are the handicap you must face. You are the one who must choose your place. You must decide where you want to go, how much you'll study the truth to know that God has created you for life, yet he lets you decide what you want to be. Courage must come from the soul within. A man must furnish the will to win. So figure it out for yourself, my lad. You've all that the greatest of men have had. With your equipment, they all begin. Get hold of yourself and say, I can. Ladies and gentlemen, choose greatness over mediocrity every day. If you want to elevate your life, that's a decision you must make on a daily basis, no matter what you're going through. I want to commend all of you speakers today for the job you've done, all of you mentors on the job that you've done. I want to continuously see everybody grow, and I look forward to being a part of this again next time. Thank you, Ms. Andrea, for the opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Thank you, Eric Sean. Thank you, Charlene Clark, Nikki Gerard, all of you. Thank you so much.
Amazing. And with that, we end with our 5 Ps. We're going to wake the world up. Just unmute your mic and let's get going.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Proper
Proper preparations
preparation.
prevent poor performance.
Oh my God, Malik, please.